Today we're going to look at making a lever snare. This is one of my favorite snares to set up because it's really effective, really quick and easy to make. Hopefully we're going to be showing you a lot more spring pull snares and stuff in our later videos. But in order to make this one, I like to use, this is a snare that I carry in my pack. It's made from 45-pound test leader material. You can pick this up at a fishing tackle store, bait shop. And it's got a plastic coating on it, so it's really smooth. And you can also buy the stops and stuff there for making these. So that will be our snare we're using today. And then what else you'll need? Depends on the size game you're using too, because this is good for catching stuff like rabbit size, woodchuck, stuff, you know, it's going to probably be under 15 pounds for sure with something this size. Next thing we'll need is some sticks. This one here is going to be the stick we drive into the ground, which holds our tree down. So what I do is I take and I sharpen it, and I also take my knife and I cut little wedges off on here like that. So when you pound it into the ground, when it starts to pull up, these will actually go out and hook into the ground. It makes it harder to pull out. So that's important to do, because over time it can actually, especially if it rains, it can actually pull your stake up out of the ground, the tree. So you want to notch those like that. Then you cut a flat in your stick, which is like this piece. This allows your trigger mechanism to work. Because when you tie this together and lash it, it can't move up and down, but it can do this. Kind of teeter back and forth. So you cut a notch in here, one on the top, and all your completed and cut pieces end up looking like this when they're together. And it's kind of important not to have your stick so it ends up sitting in like this, because it'll pull out easier. If it's too straight up and down, same thing. So it's got to be a nice figure four like that. So we'll look at what it looks like set up. I've already got one put up here. Right here we've got it. We got it tied so it pivots. This one here would be good for animals like rabbits, partridge, stuff like that. Got some bait over here. This time of year the partridges just love these leaves. We've got a partridge right behind us here back in the woods, and as I was making this, I cut off some of the sticks and threw the leaves back to him, and he started eating them almost right away. So we'll get this one set up. First thing we've got to do is we take our snare wire, and we already got it tied on the spring pole here too. Okay, so we want to attach our snare into the line for your spring pole here. So I hook it in about there, so when it goes off, your animal will be suspended high enough off the ground so you can't touch the ground. And things like house cats and stuff, if there's cats in the woods, won't jump up and try to latch onto them and get them pulled away. They might be able to grab them, but they can't get them pulled off from it because it's high enough up. That's one of the biggest reasons I like to have a spring poles, so you don't come out and have your game taken away from you. So for setting this, you just pull this down. You grab your trigger stick, which is this one right here. Always make sure you're standing to the side of this, because if it goes off when you're setting it up, you could get a stick in the eye or something, and that's never good. So just get the one end in, poke it like that, and just slowly let off. You don't want to do it fast, because if it isn't set up right, it'll just slide out. So okay, we got it like that. Take your loop end here. And there's several ways you can do this. You can take and build a fence around this, so the animals have to come in from the front side. Or you can take, if your loop is long enough, and just set it over the top of the trip like this. But as you can see, this loop here is kind of short for doing that. So we'll take a couple sticks, poke them in the ground here. Have one Once again, making sure your eyes and stuff are clear of this. So you don't want to lose an eye. Okay. So you can have it just like that. Okay, and you'd want to we'll take our extra pieces here we got. Kind of poke them in the ground. And you'd want to make a loop that can completely went around this, or even had the animals trail so it ran right here. And they'd come walking by and they'd see their bait, which would set, just lightly put this on. They'd poke their head through this. So your rabbit comes around, or your partridge, they're gonna grab that bait. I'll get it from back here just so I'm clear of everything. Comes through, pushes down, and you got them.